Under all is the land.
Upon the wise utilization and widely allocated ownership depend the survival and the growth of free institutions and of our civilization.
Realtors should recognize that the interest of the nation and its citizens requires the highest and the best use of the land and the widest distribution of land ownership.
They require the creation of adequate housing, the building of functioning cities, development of productive industries and farm, and the preservation of healthful environment.
Such interests impose obligations beyond those of ordinary commerce.
They impose a grave social responsibility and a patriotic duty to which realtors should dedicate themselves, and for which they should be diligent in preparing themselves.
Realtors, therefore, are zealous to maintain and improve the standards of their callings and share with their fellow realtors a common responsibility for its integrity and honor.
Hearing members recite the preamble to the Code of Ethics is such a great reminder of the professionalism that our industry was built upon. It is the ideal that has united realtors for more than 100 years and allows us to serve the public. Welcome everyone. I'm Michelle Bailey, your 2020 president of Boise Regional REALTORS, and thank you for being part of our 100th anniversary celebration. With me today is BRR CEO Brianna Vanstrom.
Hello, and thank you for joining us, and thanks Michelle for kicking us off. Let us know where you're watching from by sharing your brokerage in the comments. We have some history trivia throughout the presentation, and those who answer correctly in the comments section during this initial airing will be entered into a drawing to win 2021 Realtor membership. It's up to a $570 value. And we also have gift cards for downtown Boise and the Village at Meridian. Yes. But actually, why don't we kick things off with a trivia question? So get ready to type your answer in the comments section. The answers will be revealed at the end.
So we opened with the Realtor Code of Ethics preamble. And in what year was that preamble adopted?
I know.
Well, while you're answering, we're going to watch a quick video about our anniversary website.
We've accomplished a lot together in the last 100 years. To learn more about the association's long history of providing realtors with resources, visit Boise Regional REALTORS' special anniversary website, betterbyassociation.com.
You know, over the years, the association has gone by a few names. Yep. After 44 years as the Boise Realty Board, the name changed to the Boise Board of Realtors in 1964. It's a lot.
It is.
In 1990, we became the Ada County Association of Realtors, and then in 2016, we became Boise Regional REALTORS. These name changes were done to reflect the growth of the market at the time and the areas in which our members lived and worked.
So, why don't we do one more trivia question? Hopefully you were listening. In what year did the association change its name from the Boise Realty Board to the Boise Board of Realtors?
If you've been paying attention at all, you should be able to get that one right.
Well, you know.
As we were preparing to celebrate BRR Centennial, it's been fun and sometimes surprising to see what has changed, and of course what hasn't, since the organization was first formed. Next, we'll watch a quick historical presentation on the how and why our association was founded and the impact that local realtors had over the years.
In 2020, we celebrate BRR's 100-year anniversary as a realtor association. However, our history began a few years before, with local real estate dealers organizing as early as 1909. They had a purpose to promote a more friendly and kindly feeling among the dealers of the city and to raise the standard of this business to the highest possible point. Interestingly, a story from 1916 indicated that that was when the board was formed, highlighting the adoption of a constitution and bylaws, but that was likely formalizing those previous efforts to organize. But soon after that, though, everyone was focused on World War I when the U.S. entered in 1917. And then, by late 1918, the Spanish flu pandemic reached the Treasure Valley, bringing with it quarantines and prohibitions on public gatherings, much like we're experiencing today. Because of all that, not much is known about the board's activities through the rest of the 1910s. But on January 10, 1920, the Idaho Statesman reported that a Boise Realty Board was formed, or more likely, reestablished. That same year, the group also decided to join the National Association of Real Estate Boards, known today as the National Association of Realtors. That national affiliation was likely influenced by the growing need for federal legislative representation and a desire to distinguish themselves from other practitioners by subscribing to the Code of Ethics and gaining the ability to promote themselves as realtors. On June 5th, 1920, the charter application of that Boise Realty Board was approved by the National Board of Directors, aligning the local group with the National Realtor Organization, and that is the 100-year milestone we commemorate today. The founding officers of this Realtor Association were President Walter Bruce, Vice Presidents Ernest Day and Arthur Graves, and Secretary-Treasurer Ira High. The board held their weekly meetings on the top floor of the Boise City National Bank Building, which is where Fork is located today. They had meeting topics such as the ethics of business, deeds and contracts, modern salesmanship, and a new concept of title insurance. They also brought in community leaders to talk about projects like the former Boise Tourist Park and the development of Arrow Rock Dam. Later, they would meet at the Owyhee or Boise hotels, eventually leasing space on Emerald Avenue. But the board eventually outgrew that space and in 2000 purchased a building on Bethel Court where we're still at today. And we continue to bring members together for education and community updates. Our professional development program still provides courses on ethics, contracts, and marketing, and we regularly feature industry and community leaders through our 59-minute meeting series and our mid-year housing summits. So we started with just 30 members in 1920, focused mostly on the city of Boise. 100 years later, we have grown to more than 5,000 members throughout Ada, Elmore, and Gem counties and beyond. But that brings us to an interesting point. What is the actual business of the association, regardless of our membership size or meeting location? Since the beginning, the association's activities have centered around three key areas: advocacy, education, and connections. Reading through old newspaper articles and association newsletters, the issues that we feel are so new and unique today have actually been with us since the very beginning. Population growth and housing shortages, property rights and taxation issues, funding for schools and roads, access to property information among brokers, and professionalism, just to name a few. But let's dig deeper into a couple. One way the Realty Board worked to address the issue of professionalism was through the development of Idaho's real estate license law in 1921. The license fee was just $10 a year, which is the equivalent of about $140 today. The original license law required each applicant to furnish 10 recommendations by property owners. Today, professionalism is addressed in a variety of ways. Members can take classes on ethics, customer service, and communications. The association provides forums to brokers to discuss issues and business practices, and we have a professional standards and arbitration program to help with any disputes. But we also highlight and celebrate those who lead by example in their day-to-day actions through our Professionalism Award, which was established in 2019. So as it was from the beginning, a focus on professionalism amongst our members will continue to be the driving mission for the association, to help members adapt as the industry changes. One thing that has continually changed is the way in which realtors gain access to information about homes for sale. I'm sure you would be surprised to hear that the MLS was established in 1922. The multiple system of listing real estate for sale was adopted by the Boise Realty Board that year, making it one of just 70 others across the country. This modern method for selling real estate, as it was referred to, was applauded for providing greater prosperity for members and more satisfaction to their clientele, as it allowed home buyers to work with any realtor they wanted since everyone had access to the same information. While the early days of the MLS was mostly classified ads in the newspaper, MLS books and listing sheets were the primary source of information for many years. That is until the late 1990s when a computerized MLS system was rolled out, giving members the ability to access up-to-date information and even more than one photo of a property. The tools and download speeds back then are nothing compared to what is available today, through what is now known as the Intermountain MLS, serving thousands of realtors across Idaho, as well as Eastern Oregon and Washington. Another bright spot in our organization's history was in 1995 when the Realtors Community Foundation was formed. Through that foundation, realtors have given back more than $1.7 million to various nonprofits, charities, and public projects. But of course, realtors have been contributing their time and money well before then and continue to do amazing things today. In 1938, the Realty Board sponsored a lawn improvement contest, while today, realtors continue to participate and rake up Boise and other community projects. In 1945, realtors hosted a luncheon honoring military servicemen and women in World War II, while today, realtor and serviceman Lucas O'Neill, along with our 2020 Foundation President Andrea Anderson, launched Feed the Front Lines, an initiative to provide meals to nurses fighting COVID-19. Not to mention the grants given to local nonprofits, working hard to keep families in their homes, and even the playhouse that was donated to the Ronald McDonald House in Boise in 1992. Realtors have a spirit of service that extends well beyond the work that they do for their clients, and we're so pleased to be able to help them through the association. I could go on, but we'll stop the history lesson here as there are just too many stories to tell from the past century. I hope you've seen through this brief look back that the ideals upon which this great association was founded in 1920 are the exact same that we carry forward today, to promote a more friendly and kindly feeling among realtors, and to raise the standard of this business to the highest possible point for our fellow realtors, our clients, and for everyone in our community. Thank you.
Thank you, Brianna, and to the BRR staff for putting that together. I'm looking forward to the other stories you'll be sharing throughout the year.
Yeah, absolutely. It was a lot of fun to look back at the old articles. One other fun fact I ran across was how our community has grown over the century, considering the growth we've seen recently. So, here's another trivia question. In 1920, what was the population in Ada County when our board joined the Realtor ranks? So while you type in your answer, I wanted to mention the 100-year anniversary gift box, another piece we created to help members celebrate. Each broker can request one box for their company, and some of the items will be available at future events whenever we're able to get back together. So let's take a look at what's included.
Brianna mentioned that we aren't quite sure when we can gather together again in person. We are currently experiencing history in the making due to COVID-19, which forced us to celebrate our 100th anniversary virtually rather than in person as we had planned.
But changing plans and figuring out new ways to accomplish things is what realtors do every day, not just today, but for more than a century.
History has shown us that realtors have staying power because of their unique ability to work collaboratively with their competitors, in addition to the personalized approach needed to serve each client. For the last 100 years, and for at least the next 100, realtors will be here to help people achieve the dream of home ownership during times of great difficulty and great joy. We protect private property rights and safeguard members' ability to conduct business, and we give back to the community with time, money, and resources, and so much more. Not only is it important to remind ourselves of this, it's important to remind the public.
One way the association has done this is through consumer campaigns, like this one from 1945.
But we thought we should also roll out a modern version. So BRR will be running digital ads reminding consumers about the value a realtor brings to their clients. Watch for them on Boise Dev, Idaho Press, the Idaho Statesman, the Idaho Business Review, and KTVB.com, as well as on BRR's social media. Here's a sample from the campaign.
A realtor's expertise provides a ready network of recommended referrals, so you can rest assured you've got the right team to close. Not all agents are realtors. For a trusted resource, look for the R.
And while we know the value we bring to our clients and customers, sometimes we forget about the value we get from the association. So let's talk for a minute about what being part of Boise Regional REALTORS means for your business. As was shared in the history presentation, the ideals upon which this association was built are carried forward today, as BRR continues to provide resources to its members, helping them achieve real estate success while also working to protect the interests of property owners.
BRR advocates by developing legislative initiatives favorable to the real estate profession and private property rights, so you can continue to grow your business and serve your clients. Real estate is unique, in that the local, state, and national associations work together to amplify realtors' ability to impact legislation and regulations.
BRR educates members through a fully accredited real estate school offering high-quality education at discounted rates, plus a variety of free programming. Members have access to an amazing amount of information and guidance on industry issues. This includes insightful market reports and analysis to keep you up to date on the local trends, allowing you to better advise your clients and make decisions for your business.
And last but not least, BRR offers members the opportunity to connect and build relationships with one another. Through networking and events, service projects, and committees, more than anything, we hear that the relationships developed through the association are what help members achieve more, because we all like working with people that we know and trust.
One benefit we often forget to talk about is the assistance available through the BRR staff. They're focused on providing each member with local, friendly, and personalized service. The Realtor Associations provide so many services that sometimes it can be hard to find just what you need.
Wow. Well, thanks, Michelle. We truly love what we do, so please don't hesitate to reach out with any questions. And speaking of questions, why don't we do another bit of trivia?
Okay.
All right. Which county or counties are in BRR's jurisdiction? So while you're answering, we'd like to take a moment and say thank you to our many amazing members and hear from a few special guests.
As Boise Regional REALTORS celebrates 100 years, we want to recognize the most important part of our history, you. So to our newest Realtors, emeritus members, volunteer leaders, top producers, brokers, affiliates, and all members past and present, thank you for your dedication in serving your clients, our community, and this industry.
Hello, my name is Marion Wadsworth, and I have the honor of being Idaho Realtor President 2020. And I am so excited. Boise Regional Realtors, you're 100 years old. That is so fantastic. I send, on behalf of the whole executive committee and leadership team, our best wishes and congratulations. That's 100 years of service, commitment, 100 years of care to your communities, everything real estate in the Treasure Valley, and indeed the state of Idaho. Thank you for all you've done for Idaho Realtors, 100 years of advocacy and leadership. We appreciate you so much. I send my warmest regards and congratulations to Boise Regional Realtors. Happy 100, and here's to the next 100 years. May they be even better. Thank you for all you do.
Hi everyone, I'm Bob Goldberg, CEO of the National Association of Realtors. On behalf of the nation's 1.4 million realtors, it is my pleasure to congratulate the Boise Regional Realtors on your 100th anniversary. In 1920, when your local association began, no one could have imagined a lasting impact on the region. But 100 years later, your members are continuing a legacy of helping the region's families, communities, and businesses prosper and grow. This anniversary is especially significant because it falls during a time when our country is dealing with the COVID-19 pandemic and grappling with serious discussions around social justice. In the midst of these challenges, realtors are continuing to do the work that's helping local economies recover and communities rebuild. And you're doing it because that's who we are. I cannot think of a better tribute to a 100-year legacy of resiliency, commitment, and dedication. Finally, I want to commend your 2020 president Michelle Bailey, as well as your CEO, Brianna Vanstrom, for their leadership and hard work. But most of all, I want to thank all of you for your commitment as Realtors. I wish you continued success in the years to come.
As we've looked back through our association's history, we see why Realtors choose to come together through this organization to drive the changes they felt would be beneficial to their businesses and their clients, and to have a greater impact on the industry and this community. But we're not done yet. What are the answers to our trivia questions?
All right, so our first question was, when was the preamble added to the Code of Ethics? The correct answer was 1924. So while the code was adopted in 1913 and was one of the first codifications of ethical duties adopted by any business group, the preamble was added later in 1924.
Our next question was, when did the name change from the original Boise Realty Board to the Boise Board of Realtors? The correct answer is 1964. And then we asked, what was Ada County's population in 1920? The correct answer is 35,000. Today, Ada County's population is closer to 460,000. Interestingly, our population grew faster between 1910 and 1920 than in the last decade.
Wow. So our last question was, which county or counties are in BRR's jurisdiction? The correct answer is Ada, Elmore, and Gem counties. We expanded beyond Ada County in 2017 when the Emmett Valley Association of Realtors joined us, and then in 2018 we welcomed the Elmore County Board of Realtors. So while our primary efforts are focused on these 3 counties, BRR is pleased to serve more than 5,000 members in and around the metro area. So hopefully this has been a fun way to learn a bit more about the association's history. Winners for our giveaway will be announced on Tuesday, June 30th. And you can visit our website for more ways to earn entries to increase your chances of winning. So how'd you do, Michelle, on the questions?
I got all the questions right.
Well, I hope so. You had all the questions in advance.
In all seriousness, though, we thank you for joining us today. We hope this has been informative and fun, and we look forward to seeing you again soon.